Hello everybody, welcome again to my channel. Welcome to the Stephen Williams Show, and planning to have a devotion with you today. There's an article that was in the news a few days ago, and it talks about a young lady that sent a text that says she cannot breathe and she's dying because she was locked in a trailer with about 100 and odd people. I think about 39 of them died, or 29. And I found this very interesting when the text says she's writing and she knows that she's gonna die because she cannot breathe. Immediately there's a text that comes to my mind. Well, there are several, but one main text, one of my favorite texts too. And that text says it's found in Acts chapter 17 verse 28, yeah. It says, in him, that's God, we live and move and have our being, our existence is dependent upon us breathing. Our existence is dependent upon us breathing. So God, as it were, is that life-giving force, the breath of life. If we are cut off from the breath, the air from God, then we are dead. This young lady was alive at one moment, but then she was in an enclosure. She was not sitting breathing air like you are and like I am right now. She was locked in a box, as it were, a tractor trailer container, and she could not breathe. And I stopped to think that people don't understand what life is all about when we say there is no God. Because if there is no God, what is it that keeps us alive? What it is that keep us breathing and keep us going, and what is it that keeps us alive? And I think of a television, I think of electronics, I think of the light bulb, I think of all these things that is hooked up to a source of electricity. No matter what device you have, if it's not plugged in to a source like electricity and a battery that generates electricity, then it is a dead piece of instrument. It's no use, because that's where it comes alive. That's what give it the energy and energize the computer and the TV and the bulb and etc. to function. And I'm saying it's the same thing with us as human beings. We depend on the source of life to survive. We depend on oxygen. If we take away ourselves and lock ourselves away from the environment where God has given us fresh air to breathe that keeps us going, keeps us, it says in him we live, keeps us living. In him we move, keeps us moving, keep us being. Our beingness is all about God. There are some texts that I want to quickly share with us too. Let me just pause the video because I have to be doing this manually rather than, I normally use a software called Filmora, but it's so problematic, it's so frustrating, man. So I'm just going to do it the unorthodox way. But there are some texts that I want to briefly share with us in this devotion. So give me a second. I'm going to pause the video, get my computer, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Thank you.